Yo guys, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of this video, we are back with another Raw review, and this is the go home show for Money in the Bank this Saturday. I did, before filming this Raw review, film the Money in the Bank video, which is out tomorrow. So if you're wondering why I'm in the same t-shirt and sort of in exactly the same like kind of position, and yeah, same sort of lighting, I guess, it's because I filmed the Money in the Bank prediction video because I was gonna wait to film it until tomorrow when it's out, but there was a lot I wanted to speak about when it came to, especially when it came to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, so I wanted to get that video filmed first. Let's just say I'm not very happy about the winner of the triple threat when it comes to the men's side of the Money in the Bank. It's not a very good decision. I think this year's Money in the Bank has been ruined when it could have been one of the best Money in the Bank PLEs of all time. And yeah, booking wise decisions has just completely ruined this year's Money in the Bank for me. I don't know, man. I said a lot about it in tomorrow's video, so you'll hear a lot about it and you'll hear me rant a lot. Especially about the men's Money in the Bank and the tag team match that's happening as well. I did give this Raw a 4 out of 5, but looking back at this week's Raw, when it comes to it being when it comes to being it's because I was about to say something about the women's matches that are happening at Money in the Bank. Anyways, before I get on to what happened on Raw, like I was saying, I did give this Raw a 4 out of 5, but as you can see, picked up my pen because I'm changing this week's Raw to a 4 out of 5 to a 3 out of 5, which I don't do very often, but for a go home show for Money in the Bank, I felt that last night's Raw was really boring. Like there is nothing in this Money in the Bank go home show that's made me excited for the whole thing. I felt that the backstage segment between AJ Styles and Paul Heyman, which we'll talk a bit more about when it comes to it, was fantastic. I felt the CM Punk and Sami Zayn promo, both promos at the beginning of the show, was incredible. I felt the triple threat for the women's side, for the Money in the Bank qualifier, for the last qualifier, was absolutely fantastic. And the Judgment Day segment with Roxanne Perez. Sort of Roxanne Perez, and with Liv Morgan, the second time they did a backstage segment with Liv Morgan. I felt that was really incredible. And then I also felt that what was the other thing that I felt? The Becky Lynch and Lara Carrier promo segment was absolutely incredible. But other than that, there's one match that I felt was really good on this show. That was like really, really good. The triple threat at the end of the night for the men's was enjoyable to watch, but the decision has made that match go from like a high 3 to a low 3, and that's just not what you want when it comes to a go home show. And for me personally, anyway, and I just felt that we didn't really get much for the Money in the Bank either. Like we got like a promo by Penta. And then obviously we didn't get anything with Seth, like nothing about Seth talking about the Money in the Bank, so it just kind of felt a bit lackluster for a Money in the Bank. So I am going to be changing this week's Raw from a 4 to a 3, and it is going to be the first ever 3 out of 5 Raw this year, because if you have a look, we have 5 out of 5s, 4 out of 5s, throughout the whole year, apart from this one being changed from a 4 to a 3, because for, like I've said multiple times, for a go home show, this was just felt so lackluster. All matches but the 2 triple threat matches were enjoyable to watch. There weren't many backstage segments that I personally really enjoyed. I mean, Stephanie and Rhea Ripley having a little mini backstage segment was fun, but not because of wrestling wise. It was just because they're both very attractive women, and literally my type of women that I'm into, which is emo / goth girls. So that's the only reason I enjoyed that segment. So there's not really like much to talk about when it comes to this week's Raw, and that's not what you want, especially for a go home show Raw. So yeah, my verdict for last night's Raw has gone from a 4 to a 3. I just feel that Raw is just going downhill at the moment. SmackDown's doing alright, I guess. It's doing okay, but it's just a SmackDown, so I let it slide with SmackDown's not as great. Because it's the B show when it comes to Raw and SmackDown. But Raw should be at least a 4 or 5 every single show, and a high 4, or at least. And at the moment, it just seems that there's horrible decisions being made, especially with the release of R-Truth and Carlito, 2 of the most comedic guys that they have in the WWE. Carlito being the comedic for the Raw side of things, and then R-Truth being the comedic wrestler for the SmackDown side of things. And now we've not got that, so we've not got no funny side and no funny comedic side on both Raw and SmackDown now, because those 2 contracts are not being renewed. Like, how can you especially get rid of R-Truth, like literally one of the most beloved WWE superstars, a legend in the WWE, the most comedic, funny, and will do anything wrestler. Like, we literally were just getting this whole feud with R-Truth and Jimmy versus the Bloodline, and R-Truth teaming up with Jimmy Uso and talking to little Jimmy but as a face instead of a heel. Like, we were literally just getting this funny comedic stuff going on with Jimmy Uso that I was so looking forward to, because Jimmy Uso was absolutely hilarious as well. And then we had R-Truth. To have them 2 as a tag would have been absolutely incredible to see those 2 as a tag team. And now we've got nothing going on for Jimmy now, because was supposed to be having this whole thing with R-Truth, but R-Truth's leaving. So there's just really bad decisions going on at the moment with WWE, and I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know if it's TKO, I don't know if it's Triple H, I don't know if it's just the creative team that are just booking these wrestlers in the most stupidest ways, and then it just ends up making them being released because they book them in ridiculous ways that they're not enjoying. We're enjoying it, but they're not, so they get released. I don't know what's going on with this company, man, at the moment. It's just going downhill very quickly, and the ratings for Raw apparently have like gone really low. It's just ticket prices are just absolutely crazy. They're not selling tickets. Like, they've still got, I think about 5 days ago, they still had 2,200, I think it was, tickets available for Money in the Bank. Like, normally WWE would sell out like at least 90%, like that, and not even that, 95% like that. And now they're struggling to sell tickets, and I don't know if it's because of ticket pricing, which probably plays a big part of it, but I think it's that, and it's also booking wise, and what TKO are doing at the moment in WWE with releasing superstars that are absolutely incredible. So, like, I don't know, WWE is just going downhill, and it's not looking good for WWE at the moment. It really isn't. But anyways, guys, we've had a 9-minute intro, because there's just, last night's Raw was just shocking. It was really shocking. I was so excited for Raw because we had the triple threats between, obviously, Ivy Nile, Liv Morgan and Stephanie Booker, and then we had the triple threat between CM Punk and AJ Styles being in the same ring together, and then Andrade Americano, which is the ridiculous decision, but we'll talk about more about that when it comes to it. And then we had CM Punk and Sami Zayn open the show. We had the potential of the a brawl going on between all of the women's side of the Money in the Bank, because that's all been confirmed now. So we could have had a brawl, set up the Money in the Bank between the women. We could have had a massive brawl. And then we could have had Seth doing some sort of backstage segment for the Money in the Bank. There's so much stuff that could have happened on this Raw, and it's just felt so lackluster for a go home show Raw. But yeah, we did kick off the night with CM Punk opening the show, and even CM Punk's noticing the ratings because he said that when the NBA Finals is happening, make sure if it's on a Monday or Friday, you're watching Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. So even he's noticing that the ratings are going down. So that's saying something. But yeah, it's not looking good. It's really not looking good for WWE at the moment. But yeah, we did kick off the show with CM Punk and Sami Zayn. But we did kick off with CM Punk saying that he is got a bone to pick with John Cena, you little bitch. So there is something going on with John Cena and CM Punk very, very soon, and potentially The Rock as well, because The Rock was mentioned, and there's rumours going around that The Rock's going to return, but he ruins wrestling every time he's the one that's ruining wrestling, not John Cena and Seth Rollins. It's The Rock. The Rock is the one that's ruining wrestling. So I don't know why people keep saying that John Cena's ruining wrestling, because I actually believe that John Cena's not ruining wrestling, it's actually The Rock. Because if we think about it, The Rock had this amazing heel turn with John Cena at Elimination Chamber, and then from then it just disappeared, and then nothing happened and nothing came from it. So they had this really, really, really incredible like storyline with John Cena and The Rock, and then they just completely disappeared. Like, well, not John Cena, but The Rock completely disappeared. Like, what was the point? Like, it's crazy. So I'm hoping The Rock doesn't come back, because that means he's gonna do something, and it's gonna ruin WWE even more than it already is ruined. So please don't come back, The Rock. Please don't. But yeah, apparently he is. I don't know what he's coming back to do, but I've just seen rumours of him coming back. But yeah, and then Sami Zayn interrupted CM Punk, telling him that you need to win this triple threat later on in the night. Like, you have to. Because if Seth Rollins wins, he's going to ruin wrestling, and it's going to be ruining it for everybody. And yeah, pretty much that's all the segment was about. Was as much as it was enjoyable to watch, it pretty much was just a segment that Sami Zayn was drilling it into CM Punk to not get involved in the tag team match that was happening between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso versus Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, just to focus on his match at the end of the night. And that didn't go as planned, because yeah, Sami Zayn drilled it into CM Punk to win, and by the main event, if you watched last night's Raw, that didn't happen. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that was the beginning of the segment, beginning of Raw, sorry. And yeah, it's made the beginning segment like go from a 4 to a 3, because at that current time of it happening, I gave it a 4 out of 5. But now looking back at it and what happened, it's now gone from like a 4 to a 3. I don't know. Like, it was a decent opening to Raw, but not what I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting Bron Breakker to come out, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, but yeah, no, they never came out. And I was expecting Seth to like have a promo about him winning Money in the Bank, but that never happened at all. So that was really odd. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the first match of the night was between Liv Morgan, Ivy Nile, and the newest member of the main roster, officially Stephanie Vaquer, for the women's qualifier, for the last women's qualifier, and Stephanie won. And I ain't mad about Stephanie winning. Was kind of expecting Liv Morgan to win, and then it would be like a back and forth who's going to have the briefcase between Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, and that would give the big opportunity for Roxanne Perez to win Money in the Bank, because she is one of the top 3 for me to win Money in the Bank. I'm not going to speak too much about Money in the Bank, because obviously I've just done a whole prediction video on that, which will be out tomorrow, so I'm not going to talk much about that. But Roxanne Perez was one of the 3 people who I believe could potentially win Money in the Bank, and having Liv Morgan a part of this ladder match could have had that back and forth between the Judgment Day. So I was really expecting Liv Morgan to win this, but as soon as Stephanie Vaquer picked up the victory, who also already has a match on Saturday at Worlds Collide, teaming up with Lola Vice, the NXT superstar, against two Mexican AAA women superstars that I cannot remember the name of them. So Stephanie's fighting twice. But as soon as Stephanie won, I was like, okay, there is no point me watching the main event because Andrade Americano's winning. Like, there was no point in me watching it, and I kind of just wish I never watched it, because Stephanie winning made it way too obvious for me that Andrade Americano was winning. Like, I was 100%, if I put all my money on Andrade Americano winning, I would have been rich, because I would have known that I was 100% getting that right, 100%. And that's exactly what happened. Stephanie won, and I just knew immediately that Andrade Americano was winning in the main event. Because obviously Stephanie's now a part of both shows. She's part of Worlds Collide, and she's now also a part of Money in the Bank. But we'll speak more about the triple threat for the men's side when we get onto it. But we had a backstage segment between AJ Styles and Paul Heyman, and it was pretty much Paul Heyman trying to bring the heel out of AJ Styles, because he wants the AJ Styles that he's used to come back, because this AJ Styles is just not winning anything, and he pretty much was threatening AJ Styles, and AJ Styles did take it as a threat. He wasn't trying to threat AJ Styles, but that's clearly what Paul Heyman was getting at when it came to trying to get into trying to get into AJ Styles' head, but AJ Styles took none of it and then walked out. But that would have been so cool to have AJ Styles part of this faction. Like, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed would have been a crazy faction to have. But I don't think he would have fitted in though at the same time, but it would have been cool to have AJ Styles part of this faction, because it just would have looked so crazy to have those four a part of this. But at the same time, I don't think he kind of fits. I don't know, it's weird. It would have been weird. But that's pretty much what the segment was about, was Paul Heyman trying to get in AJ Styles' head. And it didn't work. That's pretty much what that was. There wasn't really much to it. It was enjoyable to have a segment between those two though, but as much as it was enjoyable, there wasn't really much to take from it. And then we had the absolutely incredible segment between Becky Lynch and Lara Valkyria. That segment last night between Becky Lynch and Lara Valkyria has made me so excited for their match this Saturday. So excited, because Lara delivered such an incredible promo on Becky Lynch. It was incredible. It was incredible. Becky had a decent promo, but I feel that Lara Valkyria cooked Becky Lynch more than Becky cooked Lara Valkyria. You can definitely tell that she's worked on her promo skills, because she really proved that last night with coming at Becky Lynch. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. And then obviously Lara said to Becky that why don't we not wait until Saturday night main event? What the hell, I just done a fucking Gunther to Jey Uso. when Gunther said to Jey Uso later on in the night that you've got this match at Saturday night main event this Saturday, I've just literally just done that. No. Lara Valkyria said to Becky Lynch, let's not wait until Money in the Bank, let's do this match right now. And then Becky Lynch walked forward and then said, I'm not doing this match in Tulsa, Oklahoma, left. And then Lara Valkyria chased after her, and they started brawling for a few minutes, not very long, but I'm glad it wasn't a very long brawl, because the segment itself between the both of them, the back and forth and the roasting between the both of them, I don't feel that it needed to have a long brawl. But this match is just going to be incredible. I hope so anyway, because both matches that they've had previously have absolutely been incredible to watch. So I can't see this one being any different. And the potential of a Bayley return as well to add to this, I'm so excited for this match. Probably the most match I'm looking forward to at Money in the Bank is Becky Lynch versus Lara for the Intercontinental Championship, and I never in a million years, fucking hell, thought I would say that. But I'm so excited for that match because the promos last night were just absolutely amazing. I'm not going to get into what the promos were because if you haven't watched Raw yet, I would want you to listen to that properly on the Raw episode, because I can't specifically remember exactly what Lara and Becky said to each other, like exactly what they said, because it was on at 1 a.m. in the morning and I've slept since Raw, so remembering exactly what happened after sleeping, it kind of like in a way goes out of my head when it's promo wise. But yeah, no, Lara absolutely. I know that Lara absolutely roasted the shit out of Becky Lynch, and definitely cooked Becky Lynch on this promo. But specifically, exactly what was said, like to word for word. Yeah, no, I'd have to go back and then watch it properly again to remember exactly what was said. But yeah, no, it was a fantastic segment. I can tell you that much. It was absolutely brilliant. Like, I really, really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, no, it's going to be a fantastic match at Money in the Bank between those two. Yeah, and then we got Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus, to be honest with you, I think the other reason why I can't really remember what happened with Lara and Becky is because I'm annoyed about Andrade Americano winning and this men's Money in the Bank. That's all I've got going on in my head right now, is this whole Money in the Bank ladder match for the men's side of things, and I think it's just completely got like rid of like everything that happened last night on Raw, because when something happens on a episode of Raw, episode of SmackDown, or a PLE, and it's something that we don't enjoy, that's all we can think about. So I think that's probably one of the other reasons why I can't exactly remember like exactly what Lara said to Becky, even though it was fucking incredible. I know for 100% it was an incredible segment. Like, I can remember like how brilliant the segments were, but like just, yeah, this whole Money in the Bank men's side of things just completely just taken over my brain, that I just can't remember anything else that really happened because it's just ruined the Raw for me. But yeah, we had a match between Jay and Sammy and Bronson and Braun that was a really enjoyable tag team match, but then Seth Rollins got involved and it ended in disqualification, and it ruined the match. So that's what I've got to say about it. Like, it was really, really enjoyable to watch. Like, I was loving it, and then yeah, it got ruined by Seth Rollins interfering, costing a disqualification, and then Sammy and CM Punk came out to help. Not Sammy, sorry. CM Punk come out to help Sami Zayn because he was about to be tsunami'd onto the announce table, but CM Punk came from behind and hit Bron Breakker or Bronson with a steel chair, and then yeah, started brawling with everyone. So stood tall. So yeah, that's all that happened in that tag team match. There wasn't really much anything else to say about it. Yeah, and then we had a segment with the Judgment Day between Liv Morgan and Finn Balor, because obviously earlier on in the night, Liv Morgan didn't win her qualifying match, and it caused a little bit of tension in the group, and Finn Balor was pretty much saying that does she want Roxanne Perez to be by Raquel Rodriguez's side tonight when she goes up against Kairi Sane? And Liv Morgan said no, I will be by Raquel's side. And then what I can say from this whole segment that happened, that they are definitely splitting the Judgment Day up, like, slowly. I feel like it's going to be like Raquel and Dominic and Liv, and then JD, Roxanne and Finn Balor, because I do believe that at some point Finn Balor is going to win the Intercontinental Championship off Dominic Mysterio, 100%. And then I do believe that at Dublin in August that Sheamus is going to face Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship, and Sheamus will win the Intercontinental Championship in Dublin, Ireland, in his hometown, and will become a what's it called? What is it called when they've won every single championship? Literally gone out of my head. I literally just had it and then it popped out. I can't remember what it's called. When they've won every single championship. What is that called? Hang on, guys. Let me have a look. Because that's going to annoy me and bug me that I can't remember the name of it. Okay, as I was about to search what it was, I got it. Grand Slam champion. I do believe that Sheamus will win the Intercontinental Championship in Dublin, Ireland on that SmackDown against Finn Balor. And he will become a Grand Slam champion by beating Finn Balor in Dublin, Ireland. I can 100% see that happening, but obviously Finn Balor will take it off Dominic Mysterio first, and by the segment last night, that's what they're going for. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why, probably the only reason why I wanted to speak about this whole segment that happened with Judgment Day last night, is because I can see Finn Balor turning on Dominic Mysterio and taking that championship off of him. So yeah. And then we had a segment between Gunther and Jey Uso, because obviously they've got a match next week for the World Heavyweight Championship, a rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship next week, and Gunther was saying that you're making it easy for him because obviously he had a match at Saturday Night Main Event against Logan Paul. He had a tag team match tonight with Sami Zayn against Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, and then he's going to get involved in this triple threat match at the end of the night, which he did, and then he got, obviously, I'll speak about it now because, and I'll speak about it more when I speak about the main event, but he got tsunami twice by Bronson Reed, so that's made him go even more lower percent than he already is. He's got a tag team match this Saturday with Cody Rhodes against John Cena and Logan Paul, and then he's got his match against Gunther. So he's putting his body on the line constantly, even though he's got a big match against Gunther happening at Raw next week, and that's pretty much what the segment was about, is that Jey is making it easy for Gunther to win, because Gunther's obviously got no matches happening, and he's not had any brawls or nothing, but Jey's had all of these matches and brawls happening, so he's making it easy for Gunther to win on Monday Night Raw next week. So that's pretty much what the segment was about. And then we had the main event of the evening, which was between AJ Styles, El Grande Americano, and CM Punk. And as I said earlier, as soon as Stephanie Vaquer won, I knew that El Grande Americano was winning this triple threat, and I might as well have just not watched it, because I would have known that he won. So yeah, like I said, if I was betting on El Grande Americano to win, and I bet my whole money on it, I would have come out rich. So, because I just knew, as soon as she won, he was winning. Because technically, even though I'm so bored of this character now, and I'm so done with this character, El Grande Americano is different to Chad Gable. But yeah, I'm bored of it now, so bored. But yeah, it should have been Karrion Kross that was in this triple threat instead of El Grande Americano, and it should have been Karrion Kross who won this triple threat, because I would have not been mad if Karrion Kross won this triple threat at all. I would have been absolutely over the moon and excited for the men's Money in the Bank more, not as much, but would have been a little bit more excited for the men's Money in the Bank if Karrion Kross was a part of this triple threat last night and won. But no, instead we got Chad Gable getting another opportunity to be a part of the Money in the Bank ladder match and won it because he was El Grande Americano. It's getting to the point now where it's just, the character's becoming really boring. And now it's becoming a character where he's taking opportunities from other wrestlers that need it more than he does, because he was already in a match. Chad Gable's already in a match at Worlds Collide, and now he's a part of this match with his character Andrade Americano in being in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous now. It's boring. I've had enough of it, and it made this Raw like be quite decent to down here, because it was too obvious that he was winning it. So yeah, Andrade Americano won, and is the 6th member of this men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which I'm not going to talk too much on because I've done a whole video on it. Obviously when I spoke about it in my prediction video. So yeah, if you want to hear like what I've got to say about that, then more, then listen to the watch the prediction video that I upload tomorrow. But yeah, no, I'm just, as soon as Andrade Americano won, I was like, yeah, no, this men's Money in the Bank briefcase is pointless, boring, and no one deserves to win it. Literally nobody makes sense to win this Money in the Bank ladder match. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess, and nothing really we can do about it. But yeah, after the match, Seth attacked CM Punk, and then Sami Zayn and Jey Uso came to his aid, and then Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed destroyed Sami and Jey, and then Seth Rollins curb stomped everyone, and then Bronson Reed, Tsunami, Jey Uso 2 times, and yeah, that was the end of the show. Seth Rollins and his team stood tall, but no talk about the men's Money in the Bank briefcase when it comes to Seth Rollins. So is he in this match or not? Because like, why did he not even have any promo about the men's Money in the Bank? Like, nothing. We had nothing. It was just ridiculous. Like, this Raw Go Home show for Money in the Bank was the worst show ever. It was just so boring, lackluster, and it's just becoming the same shit every single week now, and it's becoming boring. Like, I look forward to Raw every Monday, but I'm starting to not look forward to it because I just know that it's just going to be the same things every week, and it's just becoming boring. Like, the tag team division's like the same all the time. I'm not enjoying Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed in a faction. I'm just not enjoying it at all. I preferred it when it was just Sammy, when it was just Seth and Bron Breakker and Paul Heyman. Bronson joining it has just made it more boring because we need somebody else that's similar to like a high flyer than another powerhouse. It doesn't work when there's 2 powerhouses as a part of a faction. It just doesn't work. Like, you need versatility, or if that's even the right word to use. You need someone that's a bit different to one another, not 2 people that are the same. So it's just, the faction's boring. I had enough of, I never thought I'd say this, but I've had enough of Punk and Seth rivalry now. Like, I want Punk to go on and do something else for some other people. Like, I've had enough of that. The fact that Sami Zayn isn't in this Money in the Bank ladder match and has not got the potential of winning it and turning heel on Jey Uso, that it's made me boring. It's made it boring for me to watch Sami be a part of this Seth and Bron and Bronson stuff now. Grande constantly winning as a Mexican wrestler when he's not Mexican, and it's starting to become a thing where he's kind of making fun of Mexican wrestlers now. Like, I'm starting to have enough of it. It's boring. Yeah, it's just, Raw's just gone downhill. It really is going downhill. But yeah, no, last night's Raw was a 4 out of 5, but yeah, it was ruined by the main event, and just overall, to be honest with you, there was not really much to talk about. Because if you look, right, this here isn't the same as that. That's just that line right there is just saying that Stephanie won. That is just saying that Grande Americano won. That ad brawl is part of this segment. So if you think about it, if we get rid of like this and this, or 4 of the lines, it was technically, if you get rid of those 4, technically that's all that was I wrote about Raw last night to speak about. If you get rid of those 4 things, that's technically all I spoke about last night. When then last week, I spoke about all of this. Like, that's all I spoke about when it came to Raw last week. Like, all of everything that I spoke about, and then this week, that's it. Including and get rid of 4 things. Like, that's terrible. for a go home show for Money in the Bank, that is awful. Especially the fact that they've still got like over 2,000 tickets available, and it's this Saturday. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know what WWE are doing at the moment, but it's going downhill. And it's really sad to see. But anyways, guys, this was my Raw review. Let me know in the comment section down below, do you agree with me with this being a 3 out of 5 Raw, or do you believe it was actually better and you enjoyed who won the matches and you really enjoyed this go home show and it was a 4 out of 5, or did you really enjoy this Raw? Felt it was one of the best Raws this year and you're really looking forward to Money in the Bank now because of this Raw and you gave it a 5 out of 5, or do you believe that it was even worse than a 3 out of 5 because of the booking decisions and backstage segments and whatever else it may be, that you gave it a 2 out of 5, or do you believe that it was literally the worst Raw of the year, the worst go home show of the year, you're never ever going to watch this Raw again, you're going to pretend this Raw never happened, and it was a 1 out of 5 Raw? So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you gave the rating of this week's Raw. And again, like I've already said, I gave this week's Raw a 3 out of 5. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Raw review. Yeah, one of the worst Raws. Well, no, the worst Raw this year, in my opinion. Like I've said, I did already film my Money in the Bank prediction video today, so that will be out for you guys tomorrow. So a lot of it's not going to make sense because I'm going to be speaking about stuff that happened on last night, even though the Money in the Bank prediction video is out in a couple of days after Monday Night Raw. But yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Raw review, and this has been Charlie, and I will see you guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.